Hello everyone, welcome to uh, a video. This is a video. This is not usually the type of stuff I would post on here, but I've had this in my bag, the back of my brain for a long time. Um, Now, for starters, before we start this off, really, um, if you're wondering why the background footage is in the spectating replay, it's because I this is a plot point we're getting into. Um, I play on controller, and getting the footage from that to my computer, then to put it in here, it's just easier to do it here, and it comes out at a higher frame rate and resolution. So that's what we're doing. But this is predominantly going to be realistically a rant about the state of my rivals. Um, as of filming this, I don't even know if I'm gonna post this at this point. I just want to have my thoughts in somewhere. Season 9 comes out in 2 days, so we'll see if that changes up everything. But this is after we've seen everything coming in season 9, a couple hours after. Um, and I've been queuing the games you're watching are the games we're playing before the reveal came out. And I just have some points I want to make about the game. Now, a little bit of credential flexing here. Um, do I consider? I don't get this out of the way. This is all my opinion. All right. And another thing is this video is probably also going to be a bit disjointed. I don't have a script or anything. I don't have anything planned going into this. I've got like five plot like dot points on a notes tab. That's what I got. It's going to be pretty freeform because I got a lot of opinions, but this is my opinion. Um, if you disagree with it, please do. Um, if even if I post this, it'll probably be on TikTok or YouTube or whatever this is on. Um, put if you have a want to have a discussion, please do. That is fine by me. But if you just gonna comment some stupid shit, I ain't gonna respond to that. But with that all addressed, I'm sure if you're in the community, you've seen the season 9 reveal. And there's sort of, I say there'd be mixed feelings on it right now. Um, a long story short, this is not the purpose of this, but it's going to be a part of it. It's balancing. It's the first point I got on here. I don't necessarily think that season 9 changes are inherently bad. Pretty much every character in the game is getting two team ups. Some old, some new, some reworked. That are gonna be able to impact them and give them some ability to play differently. And players are gonna have to adapt to that. That's that is fine by me. I've got zero issues with that. I think some change is good. It's fine by me. But the major point that wasn't team ups aside. Um, First major point in balancing is regenerative shields. Now, regenerative shields are not like they're not even remote. As I see people could say, some people are saying they're comparable to Overwatch. Some people in my own stack have said they're comparable to Overwatch. Um, I played Overwatch for a decade since that shit came out. It's not like Overwatch. Those Overwatch shields passively regen slowly. I think it's like 5 HP a second. The ones we're getting in Rivals in Season 9 are percentage regenerative based on your full HP. So it heals quicker the more shields you have. So that's gonna make specifically dive and brawl characters incredibly significantly more not durable, but they're going to be able to repeat the cycle a lot quicker, and they don't even necessarily have to go and get healed, and it's going to make them significantly harder to deal with. Um, so yeah, I will have to wait and see. NetEase is notoriously known for releasing characters and changes that they're not they don't appear to be a development team that would prioritize nerfing things opposed to just buffing everything. We don't usually get nerfs. We just get buffs to things that weren't as strong. We do, of course, get some nerfs sometimes, but that's not all the time. Uh, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see for season 9. I'll probably be live streaming that when it comes out. Twitch will be linked somewhere. Professional, by the way. So yeah, that's. I think that's fine, and we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't understand the reasoning behind saying, "Oh, it's Jova," or "We're cooked," or "Dive's gonna be strong," or "Anti-Dive's gonna be too strong," or whatever, whatever. None of us have played it yet. Okay, like there's some Twitch streaming stuff. There's like some content creators that have gotten early access and stuff to it, and you can go on the test servers. I think even if you have on a computer, so you can try it out. But some of the stuff might even change. Any regardless, we have majority of the player base has not played it yet. We have no idea what we're talking about. So yeah, wait for it to come out, and then you make your judgments. Then, of course, you can look at some shit that's coming out, and most of the stuff we have seen is I've seen people say Bucky's broken now because he doesn't have to reload anymore with Elsa Bloodstone. He didn't already kind of have to passively, but actually it's just infinite now. I've seen people say, "Oh, Black Panther's got his Gamma Bubble team up," or "Magic has got a baby Groot ult because you can chain 6 people." Yeah, these are strong takeaways. But there's also every character has gotten some degree of, lack of a better word, bullshit. They're gonna throw at you in season 9. That's just apparently the way we're going. Um, so that's gonna be interesting. But we're going on to balancing as it is now, and it's something I need to talk about. And this is where the mostly ranty part of it is. Now, I don't know what people consider. I've seen people say diamonds are higher rank. I've seen people say GMs are higher rank. I've seen people say you're not even a higher rank until your eternity. That's fine. People are high. Technically, I'd love to go off the accuracy of the game's ranking system itself, but I genuinely. Here comes the rant part. I have never seen a more disparative game in terms of skill. I've played pretty much every single piece of shit competitive game that exists. I've played Apex Legends. I've played Siege for 10 years. I've played Overwatch for 10 years. I've played Rocket League. I've played League. I've played CSGO. I've played Valorant. I've played every competitive slop game that exists. Because I like competitive environments. I like playing for something and challenging myself. That's ultimately the what I like about it. Number going up when you win is good as well. But I have never in my life played a game where seriously I'm in a match. I have some matches today. I didn't include them in here because we got uh, it was those are going to probably need a whole new video themselves. Seriously, it's ridiculous. But the the skill of I think the average skill of, for example, we'll say GM1. That's where I am right now. Probably lower as I lose the games I'm going to play after this. Probably. Um, that's where I am right now. I've been Grandmaster since I think season 1.5. I spent half of season 0 in on holidays in a different country, so I didn't play most of that. I got like a month at the end, like I think 3 weeks at the end of it or some shit. I don't fully remember. It was a long time ago. Um, but the skill disparity of players, not just from rank to rank, but in the same rank, to me is completely. otherworldly. I simply do not understand how some people get to this level of it. Now, if you want to have a discussion and say whether or not Grandmasters are because GM1's a high rank or not, I've hit Celestial, I think one time. It was Celestial 3, the arse end of a season after playing so much Rivals that I was physically, mentally fried, got there, and actually, the moment I got into Celestial, played one more game and won it, I then actually just didn't play the game for like the last week of the season because I wanted to go do literally anything else. But yeah, that's if people love to share their stats and credentials, and it thinks it gives them a, I guess you could say, more credible take to their opinions, which defeats the whole point of having opinions and talking about them. But there you go, hypocritical of me off rip. So yeah, look at me go. But yeah, that's me. Um, and playing in IGM1 games today, and I will talk about this, but this is in the balancing tab. I'm trying to keep this. I'm gonna keep staring over my notes, trying to keep this somewhat, cohesive instead of just rambling about random shit that happened to me in this video game for 20 minutes. And if this video is long, I apologize. Put it on the background and do anything else, or just ignore it. I seriously, seriously, it's just for me. I need to get my opinions out or my thoughts into something before I explode. But I was playing some games today, and I play on OC servers. That's Australian, if you don't know. Um, and I have yet to. I've played, geez, what was it? 15 games today in and around GM1. Like, I don't know what my stat line was. I'm pretty sure I went pretty negative on wins and losses. It might be like 5 to 10 or 6 to 9 or something. Funny number. But I have not played a single game today where I am not versing Cap, Hulk, Penny. Like, Penny's just annoying. That was a Clint time map. That one gets a pass, but that's just unfortunate. But it's Cap and Hulk as tanks, Venom as well, and then DPS is always Black Panther, Iron Fist, Spider Man, Magic, Daredevil, just the same dive characters. I seriously have not played a game today in 15 games that has not been dive DPS at the bare minimum on both teams. And I do not understand how the ones that I get on my team, who are all max level 70 dive DPS, suck worse than what I can only assume is regular Lords the enemy team. If you go and check your teammates' profile and their accounts hidden, or they've got, a arse of hours in 18v18 AI, that probably is why. And that seems to just be all the teammates I get. Now, this is not a my teammates are bad video, but that's just the point. This is tying into my balancing and matchmaking is a big issue I have with this game. I was around when everyone was saying this game's EOMM, that it's engaged auto matchmaking, which sometimes might feel like, but thankfully it isn't. But sometimes, man, sometimes tinfoil hat comes on, and I feel like it is some malicious, evil corporation trying to min max my engagement in a video game. It feels evil sometimes, and genuinely, it feels like a lot of the time, your teammates just feel bad. I don't know what else to say, or uh, it's no nice way of saying it without sounding like a total prick, and then I'm just complaining. But that is what this video is pretty much going to be. Also, that what you saw in the video just there, that was not my finest moment. I apologize for that. I'm watching this back as myself, and I still can't believe I did that. That was embarrassing. Yeah, I'm not always the best player. Let's put that out there. Um, but no, it's going to matter. Then we're moving on from all of that and try and get case of point in here. Balancing. I don't think dive. Personally, I fucking hate dive characters. If it was up to me, in my radical idea, I'd remove all of them. That's never going to happen, and it's completely unreasonable. And I have just come off like a 3 game losing streak of versing the sweatiest, grossest, most feral dive players I've seen in a long time. So it's call me skewed. It is definitely skewed right now. But look at it as this. I have tried to play dive characters. I dabbled in Magic and BP and Spider-Man for a little bit. Just didn't like it. I just don't like playing it. I like playing Poke and Brawl. That's me. In every hero, even in Overwatch, Poke and Brawl. That's just what I like doing. And I play all 3 roles. I have couple lorded tanks, couple lorded DPS. Mostly, like I have most of my lords will be on support. That's what I usually play in most. In most hero shooters is support. It's my role. Um, but mostly been tank as of late. Now, this is the controversial pick. Do I think dive is overpowered? And that's a question I get asked quite a bit, actually. And the answer is actually yes and no. And I think it's something people don't really realize is I personally dive characters in this game have, as a lot of us has probably noticed, the potential to completely run a lobby. Like just actually ruin your game and make it the most miserable experience ever. Um so yeah, that's that happens. But I don't think they are necessarily overpowered. I think dive characters are, in my opinion, completely player dependent. A good player on a dive character can be some of the most oppressive and annoying things you're going to find, honestly, in a video game. But then you get a shitter and play. If you're going to get someone on Spider-Man playing into 3 heroes that counter it, refusing to swap, that's not trying to overcome a. That's not trying to overcome a counter. That's actively feeding. That's actively. It's a negative outcome. It's not a smart decision team wise. And that is another thing. I don't understand. Some people's strategic understanding of this game is horrible. Is horrible. Like this is some next level. Sometimes I've seen some next level stupid shit in this game since I've been playing it. Like since playing it for like forever. Um, well, some of the stuff it hurts my brain forever. But die back on topic yet again. Apologies if I'm pissing someone off. Um, this stuff dive I don't think is inherently designed overpowered as it stands right now. Every character in this game has some extremely strong abilities, and I can understand people who play dive characters who just get so annoyed that they consider themselves to be playing well and they can't kill anything. Maybe that's because support ults or supports buttons. But I think there is a trade-off here. For example, let's look at a scenario here. So you got a Black Panther, for example, right? Diving, do a support backline, right? You're jumping in, throwing all your buttons. You don't kill anything. The supports press all their buttons, all their get out of jail free cards or evasions, and then you both get out alive. Something, and that's assuming you as Black Panther actually disengage. Now, I don't know if people don't know this, but if you do that, that is a positive trade for the team. But the way Marvel Rivals is, if your supports a lot of times aren't staring at the rest of your team, just throwing heals and abilities down main, there's a very serious chance you just the rest of your team explodes, or the best outcome can't push. So yeah, the that is a positive trade, and I don't understand why. I keep saying some people. It sounds like I'm being mean, but just some players just don't understand that that is a good outcome. So, but then if you greet it, but I can understand the frustration there. I've played tank where you're trying to kill a support after you press all your buttons, all your combos, you know, go down with form Emma or get your full combo on Rogue or ult them as Thing or Groot, and sometimes they seriously just don't die. They just keep getting sustained and healed, and it's seriously, it feels like you're cuck maxing. It feels like you're sitting there pressing all your buttons at someone and they just don't die. Um, it sucks. It can feel extremely shitty to play into, and this game frustrates me like no other game does. Like truly, sometimes it feels so genuinely unfair to play into that I just want to like cry. Uh, but that is how I have with this is my big gripe with Dive, and this is leading into my third point I got here is players. As I said, this is my opinion yet again. Dive players have the opportunity to be some of the strongest characters in the game. They can run your lobby based on a good player. And I like to call it Genji syndrome. So I made that up on the spot right now. So what does it mean? No idea. But it's what we look at Genji from Overwatch. It's like a Black Panther kind of character if you've never played Overwatch. But I'm assuming, hopefully, some people have played Overwatch and know what I'm talking about. Now, Genji sits in a point right now where you seriously, and I have a friend who plays Genji all the time. You have to bust your ass so hard to get even the smallest bit of value, whereas there's other characters that do it infinitely easier for the same amount of effort. That is what I could imagine Dive being like on this game. In some scenarios, probably above average amount of scenarios, it is incredibly hard to get value, if it makes any sense. Like get picks, get kills. As well doesn't help that there's a serious negative stigma around dive players. I will say this mostly Spider-Man and Black Panther. Now, are some of these opinions and stigma on these players necessarily incorrect? Well, I've got personal experience with players that play Black Panther and Spider-Man that aren't. Some of them are just the most insufferable fucking annoying shitbags in existence that will not swap after getting triple countered, or even if you counter them on the enemy team, like you do in a hero shooter, trying to adapt to win a game, they will still complain that you had the goal to counter swap. It's like, okay, can't be happy that, but I hope that is a minority. Majority of the players I see playing dive characters are just extremely good at these characters and have put in the hours to get extremely good at these characters. That's fair. If you grind the shit out of a character to know all the tech to get really good at it, you deserve to be rewarded. That's the point I'm trying to get along with this dive rant, this segment is you should not people who play dive, whether it be a tank or a DPS, don't just they still have a right to play a character that they like playing. There's nothing evil about that. But some of the hatred to it, I can I can agree with the hatred to it, is based on it's hopeless. Seriously, there is some major. I would say this is my Genji syndrome. Back to it. There is a just look at Black Panther and Spider Man for example. Well, Black Panther, Spider Man, and Magic. We'll take those three, right? Now, in the dev talk, they just showing off Black Widow's rework, which is a whole other topic we're not going to go into right now. But short synopsis is, I think it's fine. It makes her actually playable. But we look at Black Panther, Spider-Man, and Magic, right? In the dev talk, they were talking about Black Widow and said they're trying to be super careful about one-shot abilities, you know, which is fair. Like, no one likes getting one shot. That shit sucks. And I'm really happy they're aware of it with Black Widow. But there's little issues. There's one teeny tiny issue with that. Is that one shots already fucking exist on multiple characters. Hawkeye just one shots better than Black Widow ever will, or would, or could, or ever will be, and arguably at a lower skill. Are there going to be a couple Hawkeye players out there that are insane? Yeah, there are. I've seen some. But most of them sit behind their tanks, blast that shit down mid at head level, and just pray for one shots. And you know what? It works. That's awesome. Then we'll look at the three, I call them the Trinities: Black Panther, Magic, and Spider Man. Every Dive player I meet for some reason only plays these three characters and maybe like an Iron Fist and a Daredevil, and that is it. They play no support, no tank, just these. They have no bag. They can play one role, and with that is this is fully on the player base now. Genji syndrome. A player base. I'll take Black Panther. These three characters. There are some extremely, extremely good players on these characters. I am not going to take that away from you. Some people I've seen this genuinely, I could never do it. I could never do it. I could actually never do it. That's the truth. I'm just not hardwired. If I could try, if I sat there and learned the shit out of it in a lot, maybe I could. But that's not what I play in my stack because I like stacking. I play with friends. I'm a tank and support. A DPS is the lower I pay the least. So yeah, there's some extremely skilled pilots who can min-max their characters to such absurd levels that they can get incredible value. That's fine. Like we're seeing in this game, some like there's a Magic, a Cap, and a Daredevil. That's pretty much every game I've been playing GM1, the second half of the season. It's just been this. It's just been dive. Or dive-ish. But this is where you get into what I like to call Genji syndrome. You've got the top level players of these characters that you see the crazy one shots on TikTok and Instagram and shit that do these crazy, crazy tech. Those are genuinely, I think, a minority. Or these are extremely high skilled players. Right? So that's fine. Majority of people that play Black Panther, Spider-Man, or Magic, for example, aren't that good. And if they get counterplayed, if people can learn the counterplay of these characters, then they are going to find it extremely difficult to get any value whatsoever because they're just not that insane at it. So NetEase is in a really, really tough position. They can't really buff the dive character's strength, you'd think, because if they do, then the people who are already insane at the characters are genuinely going to be lobby-wide menaces that you are never going to win a match against because you simply can't. It's too good. They're too good. You got skill diff. That's the issue I've seen with the patch notes for Season 9. Dive across the board appears to be getting stronger. Now, I'm not going to sit here and start a riot in the comment section, which, I probably, honestly, it's probably too late. That's going to happen. But I'd say Regenerative Shields and overall some of the dive combos are crazy. I've seen this shit on the test servers. I've seen the 6-man magic chains. I've seen the one-shot BP combo with 2 abilities on a 250 HP target. It just looks horrendous to play against. It already sucks major ass right now. Voice crack, Jesus. But yeah, that's you can't. If NetEase makes these characters any weaker, which is on pretty much a moot point going into Season 9, but if they make these characters any weaker, there's going to be no value from them. No one's going to be able to play them because even the best players at it are going to be unable to kill anything. That's fine. And people who are, I think, ideally, this is a fairy tale game. If you're good enough at any character, you could play it in a competitive manner and actually get value from it. I think that would be perfect. I would love to see that happen. But that's not the game we use. There's always going to be a meta, and that's fine. But now I'm moving on to that's just the paradox, I guess, we're stuck with. Um, but now this is sort of an interjected point here, and this is my biggest gripe I've had this entire rant, is this is gonna be about the players. In my all of my years of playing video games, I've played a lot. I've played I've said I've played pretty much every comp slop game there is, with multiple different degrees of just the filth and toxicity. No game on planet Earth have I ever seen a community and a player base who's just so fucking toxic. Every motherfucker in this game has an opinion who thinks it's the old, but it's not even it's having an opinion, but then no one talks about their differing opinions. It's just mine's right, yours wrong, end of story, full stop. And they're gonna be the most toxic pieces of shit about it. Like when Emma Frost first came out, I love Emma Frost from all the comics and movies. Movie she's in X-Men '97 and shit as well, and all the animated shit. Right? When I played that when she first came out, even now, I'll be the first to admit it. Sometimes Emma seriously feels downright busted and broken and unfair to play against and lobby stomping. That's yeah. There's partially that maybe that's me, but some the characters are ridiculous. You know, I had a mate who playing the game back, going back because you only got back into it about season 9.5 when that rolled over. Playing Cyclops, fuck is broken. It's just completely broken. Fundamentally, he's a better character than anything else adjacent in the role. But the player base in this game is horrendous. It's actually genuinely horrible. I would, I have never seen stuff like it, and unfortunately, I'm sure there's a lot of people who play these characters that are a. I'm sure the people I'm talking about are a vocal minority. But we're gonna look at dive players. Genuinely, I've never met a more horrendous group of just the most insufferable motherfuckers in my life. On God, I, it is unbearable, man. You have a Spider-Man in a team who's got a Lord max level 70 Lord icon, but he's got 100 hours in 18v18 AI. He's so blatantly already farmed for it, getting triple countered, and then complain that there's no heals. Your team's throwing, then goes Black Widow and throws your game, even though it's clearly winnable. That type of shit pisses me off to no end. Absolute no end. And yet again, hopefully a vocal minority, but seriously, it's not even. I've got first hand experience of just these absolute crybabies. Ironic person saying crybabies when he's sitting here making a rant on a fucking video game. But yeah, player base in this is horrendous. I don't think it needs. I don't think that needs to be reiterated again. It's pretty common. This is a cesspit. Um, that also for some reason loves drama. I don't understand. But no matter what NetEase does, balancing wise, it's going to be someone's there's going to be an issue with it. There's going to be something wrong with it. It's going to be something broken. It's going to be something's going to be horrible. Um, but the toxicity in this is next level. Seriously, is I don't know how to emphasize this anymore. I played Siege for 10 years. I played Overwatch for 10 years. I've played some serious, just like slop, hateful games. I used to think Apex Legends was the worst, honestly, or Call of Duty. Shit's horrible. But uh, back onto this point, this is a larger point here. Um, the issue with Marvel Rivals' community is I it wasn't always like this. When this game first came out, everyone was pretty chill. Now this is not to cause drama or any issues or anything of the sort, but uh, creators have made this community what it is. There's a time when I don't even know if it's popular anymore or like that's not the right word. I don't know if it's a major issue, but we had Necros going around saying all support players are shit. He's bad. It's the easiest role about at the game. That's a whole topic for a different point. But stuff like that divides the community. People start going, yeah, supports aren't the worst, the easiest role of the game. I could do the shit easy. Why aren't they healing me? It's so easy for them. Blah 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 blah. That type of shit is just gross. It does nothing but harm the game's player base and community. And also, if you've played a single game of competitive in like platinum and up, the post game chat is just the most disgusting thing ever made. Like everyone's complaining everyone else except themselves, which sometimes, in all honesty, sometimes it is your team's fault. That's fine. That's a video game. Sometimes it's not. But then complaining that it is your team's fault and genuinely believing it is horrible. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Accepting accountability is the only way you're going to improve at something and learning from your mistakes. But there's also been like support strikes. That shit's stupid. That's stupid. Like when that was a thing, I'm a support main. That is the stupidest shit anyone. That's the stupidest shit I've seen in a video game. All honesty, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. What's it going to change, huh? It's going to just make people who've been saying sports easy and full of crybabies say it's more easy and full of crybabies because they quit and don't want to play the game. I want a community that is genuinely, and this is pipe dream, completely, this is naivety, but I'd love a community that is able to enjoy, look at things laterally, without just being biased about your own personal opinions and look at a decision for the overall health of the game, not just your. If a change benefits you, like, yeah, this change is awesome, it's so great. But if it doesn't, like, it's the worst change ever. That's biased and unfair to what could technically be a change that is ultimately pretty beneficial to the game health as a whole. Um, yeah. Another thing I got here is ego. Fuck, this game's egotistical. People that play this game are egotistical. And there's a whole bunch of negative stereotypes for each role that I don't even have time to get into. But this shit is foul. Um, and now back onto it. This is a disjointed conversation, a bit so. As I said, probably even not even going to post this. Um, Dive fucking sucks to play against. That's maybe it's not a crazy take, but that's you can put this on your TikToks and your groups and whatever and say man yells at cloud type shit. If you want to, I don't care. But that's my honest opinion, man. Um and this is pulling in another point. I play on console. All my friends play on console. I have played this game on computer. I did my placements and then stopped because guess what? My friends played on console. It's how it is. Mechanically on console, playing against Dive, I'm gonna lean into the mic real quick. Playing on console against Dive fucking stinks. It is the most miserable experience I've ever had in a fucking video game. Genuinely, it blows so hard because, and here's the worst part: I play this shit on computer, like i.e., nowhere near as high as rank. But already mechanically able to deal with these issues so much better. Now, when I played support I'm playing a lot of tank recently because that's what I'm feeling apparently. Um, Playing against dive as a support, genuinely a lot of times there is an argument for whether or not it's too hard or too easy. Uh, One thing that is consistent for playing against dive in general, in my opinion, especially on support, is it's unfun. Is the real thing. Uh, I played multiple times as a support this season, and even as a tank, looking at my supports, trying to help in fucking vain, where a Black Panther will just run in and you just you're getting speed blitzed in real time like it's a bloody anime. Seriously, he throws his buttons, kicks your ass, and there's nothing else you can do about it. There's seriously, I don't. It's so hard to react to a good one. That's all my games have been in fucking GM1 has just been dive slot. It's pissing me off because it is unfun played against. Like Cap, it's the back onto the topic. I actually forgot about the one shot shit. Magic hold L2 or like your sword slash, hit someone, then press R1 and connect it, and then maybe go for a melee and a quick melee, an R2 then a quick melee, or a left click on a quick melee. That shit will blast your butthole open faster than Taco Bell. I don't know, man. Like it's just, and there's fucking nothing you can do about it. You just get railed in the butt, and that's it. Black Panther, just slowness, spears, and dashes. It just demolishes your asshole, and you need to. You like. I feel like whenever I play support against a dive comp, I feel like I'm paranoid. I'm checking every single ledge, whatever, whatever. And the issue is, you can trade one DPS shitting on a backline for two supports, and it's fine. It doesn't. That's if your DPS does nothing and he's got two supports distracted or checking every corner or wasting all their cooldowns utility. That's a winning trade, and that kind of sucks to play around. Like it generationally sucks. So yeah, uh, that's a point. So that's me ranting. Um, like in all seriousness, um, mechanically, I'm just trying to look at it on controller. Mechanically, it's so oppressive to deal with, and I don't know if it's an OCE thing. I don't have any experience playing anything else, so I can't tell. But that's that's my point. Honestly, uh, maybe I'll post this. Probably not. I'm just doing it for my own fucking sanity. And in case you think you're going crazy, this is just like the gameplay right now is second game I played because I couldn't be bothered um going and recording more gameplay because this went horribly over time. So yeah, you're not going crazy. I'm just fucking lazy. So yeah. But I genuinely want to know people your opinions. Maybe I'll slice this up and make it more digestible and hopefully a bit more coordinated. But it really was just a rant. Um, and now none of these against almost you have to remember. Yeah, I just hate the internet sometimes. I have to reiterate this is my opinion. Don't send me hate mail because I call the hero you plays community or player base a bunch of raging bitches because a vocal minority are. That's that is the main rant. That was the main point of this whole of my entire thing I made was just the level of toxicity and horrible player base that this game has accrued since I'd say a third way through its life cycle. Like season three, I like the game was chill. Shit was actually chill. Then you get to season three, and she just started flying off the handle. We've got multiple sets of drama. You know, the Kingsman drama. We've got this fucking I don't even know, man. New chronically online lore just dropped. I'm like, I stare at this shit, watching these big ass streamers play the game, and player base is going to civil war over it. Now, I'm not even gonna bother saying who's right or who's wrong. There's arguments for both, and it's ain't about starting drama. But holy shit, these are grown ass adults. These are grown ass adults playing shit, and this is a the Rivals player base feels majority of it feels so chronically online to a point that this seriously they probably find the job word fucking terrifying. Um, Oh, this is weirdo behavior. But that's my 2 cents. Well, it's probably like a dollar at this point. How much bullshit I got in here, and it's disjointed, and it doesn't make sense, and my points are scattered, and it's not cohesive. So yeah, I'm soz, but that's just me, man. Um, I just it sounds so stupid cliche. I just want the game to be fun again. Stupid. Um, but I'm gonna give the tail end of the season. I was gonna try and push for Celestial again, but I we only started like me and my friend group just decided fuck it, let's just play Rivals again. We stopped playing when ooh Rogue came out. They mostly did. I played for when Rogue came out because Rogue's sick as fuck. I like playing Rogue. But then they kind of gave up on that point, and we didn't play until like the last like 2 weeks. I think we had 2 weeks left in season 9.5, or it could just be like, I think it's like 10 days actually. It's like 10 days of the end of the season we got, and we got our ass up to GM1 in that time. He's like, oh, I'm gonna try for Celestial, but nah, I can't do it. Could we hit it? Could I hit it? Probably, but I'd have to play a lot more Marvel Rivals than I honestly would like to at this point in time. Um, uh, yeah. Um, I don't think. I'm just throwing out random shit now. I don't think NetEase can release a character that is not either completely game-shatteringly broken. It's either that, or they come out like wet bread and just kind of like pitifully fall over and squelch on a tabletop, and then do fucking nothing. It's either completely broken or completely useless, and there's no between for some reason. I guess you could say Phoenix is maybe the only example of when someone that wasn't completely busted, but even then she was good. And let's be also be totally real. Most of the time, it isn't characters come out and they are completely busted. It's not. It's not the other way around. They're usually broken to shit. So yeah. Um, 2 cents. Player base is toxic as shit. Um, and I don't particularly know a great way to fix that. Um, because people cannot have a discussion about is what the game needs. I genuinely like to think of myself as an unbiased watcher. The new season and stuff with all the team ups and stuff looks fire. It genuinely looks it's gonna be fun. Completely new, completely. I guess I can say it unbiased as possible. I think it makes Dive look incredibly strong. That's an opinion. Is it unbiased? I lied. Probably not. Let's be real. Let's be real. I just probably not. I don't like playing as Dive because. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm actually I'm going to double down. I don't like playing against Dive because it doesn't incite counterplay. Every other role in the game has some degree of counterplay. Playing heavy hit scan, play a shield. Playing super brawly, you can go poke or meet it in brawl. Um, but if they're playing dive, the main reason I hate dive is there is a lack of effective options. Is what you say. If your whole team comp, so you all go and dive, like screw it, let's go it. Seriously, just ban Namor, Emma, and Thing. They're left with Penny Parker, who I will say this: Penny, I can see the anti-diveness in there, but Penny's just better at holding choke points and preventing people from getting in. That's what she does. There's no button she can press that turns a dive character's abilities off, like Thing or Emma. So just ban those characters, and then they're actually just left with either playing dive as well, or I think you might have to go maybe like a melee, full melee list, maybe go rogue, whatever. But I don't think dive incites counterplay to an effect, like, even engaging counterplay. If you play Spider, I know there's a bunch of Spider-Man players. Before you type your comment at me, I'm fully understand. Namor is that also works the other way around, which is what I don't think a lot of people realize. No one realizes. No one goes. I wonder how the Spider-Man feels about this. Yeah, they're still people. People are still people. But Namor I'm assuming probably 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 sucks to play against. He literally throws down a thing that does all the aiming for them, and your character gets turned off because of it. That's not cool to play against. Neither is getting one shot in 3 seconds by a Black Panther, Magic, or a Spider Man. That or just getting pulled off the map. What are you gonna do about it? Neither side feels great to play into the other, which is I think has a this is a not even just a character. This is a fundamental issue of Rivals that I find for some reason. Seriously, this game feels like no. If you are having fun, if you're having fun, the opponents can't, and it just gets so visible when it's dive versus anti-dive. Dive players are the most feast or famine playstyle I've seen in a game. You are either dominating the lobby and making everyone want to quit, or you're just dying with no not even getting to punch anything. That is the only apparently the only option is what it feels like. But yeah, I'm gonna. This has been horribly disjointed and totally ranty. Um, but yeah, I could probably cut out half this video and it still would probably not detract anything. I probably repeated myself a fuckload. Probably have. Um, but I want my ideas in a video. And you know what? Maybe I will post it. See what hate mail I get from both sides. Um, yeah, it's just well, hopefully, we'll see what season 9 brings. We'll see how it works. Yeah. Closing thoughts. Flatten this out in a nice little simple way. And the main point of this video has been the balancing of specifically we'll go dive players, for example, dive characters and even supports to some extent. Um, and the player base. Player base is fucking gross. I've never met more annoying people in my life. More arrogant people in my life. But yeah, neither I don't imagine it's not fun for me personally. It's never been fun to play against dive characters because they're either so bad at the character that it doesn't really do anything, or they're gonna run my shit for the next 15 minutes. That's the only flavors I've got. And I don't imagine a Spider-Man or a Black Panther thinks it's very fun if they're doing their combo and then I just grab them in diamond form and slam them, kick them into the wall and kill them. I don't imagine that's fun to play into either. Uh, Neither is playing against it. I don't know. Something's got to fix it, and honestly, I could sit here for another hour and give potential reasons as potential ways to fix it, and who knows, maybe we'll get something, but that's not my problem, man. But yeah, that's my closing thoughts. Complete rant, probably makes zero sense. Um, Yeah, I was stewing on this since like the second season of this game being out. A long form rant of my opinions and stuff that I find the game to find issues with. And I like to think maybe it's attempting to be un I'm not going to say unbiased because it is. It's always going to be biased. An opinion is naturally a biased statement. It's my thoughts and what I think is right. A lot of eyes in there. But yeah, if you want to leave a comment on this or I don't know, watch me stream it, watch me stream this game and lose my shit. You're more than welcome to. There'll be a Twitch link somewhere. Maybe I should just start streaming on YouTube. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, um, It's just my thoughts. But if you want to leave a comment and have a discussion with me, that's fine. If you want to tell me that I'm a stupid idiot and why is this video 55 minutes long and you repeated yourself 6 times, go jump off a building. Sure. Okay. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. And you honestly, probably right about the video part. But yeah, that's that's game. That's calling time. Got nothing else left in the brain. I'm probably gonna go rage queue down to platinum. So yeah, and you hope you enjoyed my background noise video because it's just me yapping for 56 minutes at this point. Yeah, so that's it. I guess like I don't even know if I should say thank you for watching because this is I don't know what you're watching. You could watch this without. If you had no eyeballs, the content wouldn't change. I should put some Subway Surfers up here next time. But yeah, thank you all for I guess listening to me dribble on about my thoughts and opinions on why this game fucking stinks. Um, See you in season 9 in 2 days. Anyway, bye bye. Thanks for watching.